up, Libra? How are you guys doing? It is time for your April 2025 extended reading. So this is just one last swoop across the table. I got to make sure I get every crumb of information, every situation, every scenario out of the month of April as I possibly can before we can move on to the mid-month messages. It's my favorite time of the month, but we got to knock this out first. So any of you who are in need of a personal reading, just check the description of this video, and that's where you'll find everything you need to know as far as how to go about doing that, okay? All right, let's jump into this. I'm starting these off with general messages. General messages. So career, finance, friends, family, anything but romance. Let's see what general messages we have for Libra for April, universe. What are the general messages for Libra, April 2025? General messages, Ten of Wands reversed. Two more shuffles, two more. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Well, I definitely think this has something to do with an individual that you fell out with. I've been seeing a lot of this kind of shit here this month. Now, with the Eight of Cups reversed and the Fool card, it kind of indicates to me that I think you're going to reconnect with somebody you fell out with. Now, the first thing I look at in the general messages is it friend or family? And like I always say, it's whoever the hell is the first person that comes to your mind when I say this. But I do have the Emperor. Some of you, it could be your dad, possibly. But that's about the only family energy I have here. This kind of feels to me like a friend, probably. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like an actual reconciliation attempt is going to happen here. Yeah, an actual reconciliation attempt. So it's hard to say how this is happening. I don't know if you're bumping into this person somewhere or if they're showing up in your inbox. But I'm feeling like there's going to be a reconnection with somebody that you parted ways with or fell out with back in the day. And with the Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands, kind of feels like a bit of a fake connection. You know, looks like y'all are clearing the air, working through this, but it just looks fake. Ten of Pentacles can kind of be fake. And I think you kind of know this too. With that Nine of Cups there, Justice reversed, I think you kind of know that there's something a little bit disingenuous about this person or this situation. But you're going along with it. Going along with it, at least for now. That's about all I can say about this here. Yeah, I feel like you're reconnecting with whoever the hell this is. Could have been an old business partner for some of you. Just whoever's the first person that comes to mind when I say this. Now, there's nothing random about this either. I kind of feel like they've had their eye on you for a while. Maybe for some of you, they're waiting for the right opportunity. Like they're waiting until they're doing better so they can come and try to impress their way back into your life, you know? Like maybe now they have a better job, you know? Oh man, since we last talked, I done got a better paying job, got a bigger house, got a nicer car, you know, look at me, look at the stuff I have, look at my stuff. You know, I'm doing so much better because I got stuff. I know that's not all of you, but that message is screaming at me in here. And like I said, I'm thinking that you can kind of feel that, or at least you strongly suspect that this person might be full of shit. So I don't think you're giving this your whole heart. I don't think so. You're not giving this your whole heart. You're keeping them at an arm's distance. Now, let's get some general advice. What general advice do we have for Libra? General advice. What is the general advice? So, King of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords reversed. King of Cups reversed. Look. So, honestly, you know what this feels like? This feels like a real specific message here. Real specific. It almost kind of feels like they're sliding their way back into your life. To like, okay, let me paint you up an example, okay? I already started painting up the example, but somebody you fell out with. Now they're doing so much better. And they want to come back just to smear it in your face. That type of energy, you know? Just to smear it in your face. Not to actually reconnect with you. Not to clear the air. Not to squash the beef. Just to try to smear it in your face, you know? And a person like that can be really sneaky, you know, really manipulative, really shady. They can do things in a really covert, clandestine way that if done properly can trigger you, but make you look like the bad guy. You know, where they, you know how people can trigger you in a real sneaky way, and if it works successfully, it makes you look like the bad guy, and it makes them look like, well, I didn't do nothing wrong. What's wrong with you? I'm kind of feeling like that's what they're trying to do here. That's what they're trying to do. They're probably trying to get some kind of negative, jealous reaction out of you. Whenever you start feeling that shady, shisty energy happening, just start distancing yourself. Is what I would do if I was you. Just start distancing yourself. And do the best you can to minimize any games that are being played. Try to minimize it as much as possible. But start off by distancing yourself. That's what I would do. Just try to avoid the situation. Because trust me, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to pull a sneaky one on you. Trying to pull a sneaky one on you. That was a weird message, but hopefully whoever needed to hear that heard what they needed to hear. All right, let's shift gears and let's move on to the love portion. Let's see what's coming in next for the singles. Who's the next person coming in for the singles? Did I already read what's coming in next for April? If I did, I'm just looking for details that I missed. What else can we tell Libra about the next person coming in? Ooh, strength card. Could be a Leo for some of you. And the Three of Wands. Emperor. Okay. So, I see you being kind of cautious about this situation. Being kind of careful. We got the Seven of Cups, Five of Wands there. I don't know. This honestly kind of feels to me like they're coming in strong and you're trying to take things slower than what they're trying to do. Like they're coming in strong. Trying to jump in head first and really push this to get it going. And you're kind of hanging back. You know, like, I'm not trying to jump head first into anything right now. I don't know really what I want to do. I think you're guarded. You got your guard up. And warning, that could trigger this person a little bit. Ooh, yeah, see, King of Cups reversed. When a king or queen of cups reversed is trying to push you and you don't bend the way they want you to, they'll get pissed. They'll get pissed. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like. And the King of Wands reversed. Ooh. King of Wands, King of Cups, both reversed. They're trying to push you into doing things that don't quite feel right. And you're not doing that. So that could potentially turn into an unfavorable situation for you. Could be a Taurus for some of you. Also have Aries, Pisces, Leo, Aquarius. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right, well, let's see what are their deepest intentions. What do they really want at the deepest level? Are they actually trying to settle down? You know? Or are they just playing games? What's their actual deepest feelings and intentions? Ah, Devil card. Yeah. Yeah. I think your intuition is on point. I don't think they're trying to settle down and have something serious. Probably just looking for a sex-based connection. And I think you can kind of feel that. Yeah, Two of Cups reversed. Yeah, feels to me classic example of somebody who's fresh out of a relationship and just trying to get some booty as quick as possible. That's what that feels like. And trying to jump on every opportunity they possibly can. And I think you may not, I don't know if you can tell that that's exactly what they're up to, but you can tell that something's a little bit off here. You can feel it. You can feel it. So, yeah. And when you got somebody playing games and you ain't playing back, they can get pissed. They can get pissed. Especially if they're the persistent type that won't take no for an answer. I've been seeing lots of signs being tested this Aries season. Now, I don't have the card for that here. But even if it's not a test, whether it's a test or not, every time you make a decision that serves your highest good, especially if it's a difficult decision to make, you level up. You make a level up. Now, I know that sometimes you may not notice that you've leveled up because sometimes you're right in the middle of the staircase and you still got quite a few stairs to go. But every time you do that, you pay attention to your intuition. You don't do something that doesn't feel right. You walk away from something that just feels off. Every time you do something and make a decision that serves your highest good, especially if it's a hard decision to make, you make it up one step. I'm thinking that's what you're doing here. Any advice? That don't sound like it needs advice, but we'll check and see. What's the advice for Libra? Advice for Libra. Ooh, walk away. That says walk away, boy. Boom, boom, Queen of Wands, you put that foot down. Look, one of the quickest ways to find out whether or not somebody respects you is to set boundaries. Set a boundary, any boundary, and just see how they respond or react to it. A person who is not trying to manipulate you will respect your boundaries, even if it doesn't benefit them. A person, let me, I don't know who needs to hear this, but when you meet somebody who's pressuring you, pushing you, when you're clearly indicating that something doesn't feel comfortable and they keep pushing and pressuring and pushing and pressuring, that doesn't indicate that they like you. That indicates that they have no respect for you. And they're going to get what they want, regardless of what they have to do to get it. That's what that indicates. Some people never fucking learn that lesson. Most people who learn that lesson learn it way later on down the line. So, yeah, it feels off. It feels funny. Somebody's pushing and poking and twisting to try to get you to either do something that doesn't feel right or just whatever, you know. If they're not respectful of your decisions and your boundaries and whatnot, walk away. Walk away. Don't be afraid to tell somebody to fuck off. And you'll make a level up. Even if you don't realize you've leveled up, every time you make a decision like that, you level up. All right. Now, let's see what's going on with Libra in the current long-term relationship. So if you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing problems, this is not for you. If you're in a happy, healthy, successful relationship, I don't know why the hell you're watching me. Go enjoy your love life. Go have fun. Okay? I'm not here to talk to the people who have a happy life where everything's all good and all fine. I'm here to guide people through challenges, obstacles, and problems. Okay? I know most of you know that, but you would be surprised how many unhinged fucking people find their way to this kind of content and just take it and run with it. There's a decent little handful of them. There is. All right. Let's see what's happening between Libra and the current long-term partner. What's happening? What's the problem? What's the issue? What's the dealio, Emilio? Boom! Devil card right out the gate, man. Some of you dealing with a Capricorn. For some of you, there could be some addiction issues, drugs and alcohol possibly. But we also got that Seven of Swords. So this is getting up there to be about as toxic as it gets. I think there's some serious, serious trust issues. Some of you are dealing with somebody. Ooh, and the King of Wands reversed, man. Some of you are dealing with somebody. And I know this isn't all of you, but for some of you, this person already done cheated on you and you gave them a second chance. I know that's not all of you, but I know it's a few of you. But I still think that you highly, 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 highly suspect that this person is not faithful at all. Highly suspect it. Page of Wands. King of Wands reversed, Devil card, Seven of Swords. That's not good at all. At all. But spoiler alert, I don't see separation happening. You're not separating. So, okay. Damn, dog. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Current long-term partner Libra's dealing with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Two of Swords reverse, I'm sorry. Boom, 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 boom. Sun card. King of Swords reversed. Emperor reversed. So, yeah, it looks like you're dealing with an insecure, gaslighting, mind game playing ass fucking... I would almost now I don't quite, I have about 60 to 75% of the energy that I would go into saying is starting to feel narcissistic. Now, for me, the way I read narcissistic energy, there has to be a very specific combination of energies. That's not just one card, you know. I hate the overuse of that word. That's not a label that you can just slap on somebody that you don't like, you know. You can't just slap that label on a fucking person that doesn't have empathy. You can't just slap that label on somebody who has a big ego. You know, it's not quite that simple. But it's getting close. It is getting really close. And the Emperor reversed, the Magician, King of Swords reversed, starting to kind of feel a little bit narcissistic, honestly. And with the Sun card as the overall energy, it's just like they're either not aware of the severity of the problem or they just don't give a shit. It almost kind of feels like they don't even care. Feels like they don't even give a damn. That's what it feels like to me. It's what it feels like to me. I don't think they're in love. I don't feel like they're in love. They don't even know how they feel, honestly. They don't even know how they feel. I don't even know if a person like this is capable of feeling true love. Man, good God. Could be an Aries for some of you. Also have Scorpio and Leo here. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Well, like I said, I don't think separation's happening. So let's just jump into the advice. Thank you, Irene, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. What's the advice for Libra and the current long-term partner? What's the advice? Have I said Scorpio at any point in this reading? Have I accidentally called you Scorpio? I don't know why I have Scorpio in my head right now. I have Scorpio rolling through my head. I don't know if you're dealing with a Scorpio, but if I said that, I didn't mean it. But I do have Scorpio running through my head right now. The Scorpio reading's next. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. I don't know. That's one of the hardest things to do is keep track of what you're saying when you're a tarot reader, a real tarot reader. Getting yourself in that flow state so that the information just comes in and dumps out, you know? And sometimes you can't really keep track of what's coming out of your mouth, you know? By the time I click off this video, I have about 30 seconds to try to recap and remember what I talked about, to come up with a title for the video. And poof, it's gone. I don't remember what the hell I just said. I don't know. Anyway, Libra. What's the advice for Libra and the current long-term relationship? Emperor. King of Cups reversed. Okay, well, and the Tower card reversed. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But I will tell you this. I will tell you this. King of Cups, King of Swords, both reversed. First of all, this person has no intentions of changing. They have no intentions of changing because they do not see an issue with their own actions. They don't believe they're doing anything wrong. Or if they do realize they've done something wrong, they feel justified. So just know that. Just know that this person has no intentions of making any changes. Now, let me just take a step back, because I know that a lot of times I like to side with the sign that I'm reading for, you know. But let's just take a step back and be completely neutral about the whole thing. I don't know who did what wrong. I don't know if they're the toxic one or if you are or if both of you are. But in order to save a relationship or to reconcile a past relationship or to work through any problems that you're going through, both people involved have to work on themselves. I've told every sign this month so far. And if you have one person refusing to make any kind of change. Nothing's going to change, ever. Ever. Thank you, Fawn, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. So, just ask yourself this. Do I want to spend the rest of my life like this? Just ask yourself that. That's an open-ended question. I said the same thing to, I think, cancer. Open-ended question. I know that sometimes when I ask questions like that, it's rhetorical and I'm alluding to something. Sometimes I'm not doing that this time. Just ask yourself, do I want to spend the rest of my life like this? Especially if you've already been repeating the cycle for 5 or 10 years. Especially. I got a general rule of thumb. Now, general rule. There's exceptions to everything. Okay, but very generally speaking, if you're involved with any kind of connection with any person, romance, friend, family, if they haven't made a change in the first 5 years, they ain't gonna change. They ain't gonna change. No. Why would they? It's been working for 5 years. Most people don't change unless they're forced to, or unless they see evidence that supports that if they don't, something bad's going to happen. Well, if I haven't had to suffer a consequence for my actions in 5 years, that tells me that I can get away with it. So why would I change? I'm not saying that in the first 5 years, both of you should completely evolve into totally different versions of yourself. That'd be ideal, honestly. Honestly, that would be ideal. But I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that. But in the first 5 years, both of you should at least be starting to make some energetic changes to grow together. After 5 years, if ain't no changes been made, ain't no changes gonna be made. Ain't no changes going to be made. So for those of you dealing with a situation that's not quite 5 years old yet, well, after about the 3rd, 4th year, it's closing in. We better start making some changes. I need to start working on my shit. You need to start working on your shit. If y'all been together 5 years, 8 years, 10, 12, 15 years, and no change has been made, no change is ever going to be made. Ever. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen, okay? So just take that information and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Libra family needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is right down there in the description, okay? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.